broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is a advice to take the following steps. If exposed, remove the phone.
Podcast for the curious mind. I don't know what that means.
Broadcasting live from a Chinese-made microphone high atop the Sioux Nation on take 2 of Phantom Facts Toppy Tuesdays is Cussing with Hussing with Sunshine, tagline yet to be identified. We were working on this earlier. We got to figure out. Now you said, what do your friends call you?
I've had friends in the past call me Sunbun.
No, absolutely not.
Just Sun.
Nope.
Sunny D. That was the big one in high school because, Sunny Delight was.
We could make Chris, as a punishment for not being on the show tonight, call you Sunbun.
So that's what he has to call me for the whole week is Sunbun.
Yes, that's the entire. He is not acknowledged in the group chat unless he.
You're right in this.
No.
That's great.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Now I owe you an apology, Sunshine, because I just found out while we were having our little pre-show meeting that you have had this good of internet for 10 months.
Yeah.
That's my bad. My apologies. So,
Bad.
but happy to have you on your debut episode. You've been in the group chat for what, 2 years?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna mark that up as a lack of communication on my part. My apologies. And but I hope you come on the show more often if you can.
I hope that works out, especially since I have Sundays off, so
Perfect.
Sundays really shouldn't be an issue.
Every other Sunday we do a next week, or it's not next week. It's in 2 weeks. We're doing. It's going to be a music-based episode.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the theme. Something with music.
Something with music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but before that, we'll have another Toppy Tuesday. It's Toppy Tuesday today. It's my one of my favorite days. Okay, so first of all, I don't know if you paid attention to the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin or not.
I watched the podcast,
That's fair. That's fair. Well, there's a little update on how it went. I mean, you heard about how he took like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to say that it cracks me up that Tucker Carlson applied to be in the CIA because I just don't see him as a CIA agent personally. Sometimes the look on his face is a little duh.
Can you imagine how that interview went?
I know. I kind of feel bad.
Tucker says here you scored a B on history in the 3rd grade. How did you know that? And then after his face is still like that, then he has some wild facial gesture, compensate for the lack of any facial gesture.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Now, I watched that interview as a person, because we've done a few interviews on our show with a couple different people, and I'm not a great interviewer, so I don't. I'm learning as I go. I used to listen to Dan Patrick. He was a great interviewer. He was a sportscaster. I mean, I talk about him like he's dead, but he's still Dan Patrick show is still going on. But he's a great interviewer. Anyway, kudos to making Putin laugh 4 times throughout that interview.
Is he laughing with Tucker or?
There was 3 times he was laughing at Tucker, and then 1 time he laughed with him.
Okay, see
Tucker. So Tucker asked him straight out, who bombed the Nord Stream pipeline? Now, you know anything about this pipeline? This pipeline, it goes from Russia under the sea, all the way under the sea from Russia into Germany.
Okay.
And it feeds Germany propane or natural gas. And
that's awfully nice of them.
Yeah. they have two. They have two pipelines that they send to Germany.
Crazy.
Right. And so like it got blown up when the war started. And then our media was like, Russia blew up their pipeline in 4D chat. And I was sitting there thinking, like, who blows up their own pipeline?
Yeah, why would they do that? How would Putin benefit from that? I don't.
So Tucker Carlson, he asks him, who bombed the pipeline then? And he goes, you did. And Tucker Carlson said, I was busy that night. And Putin genuinely like laughed at that. I thought that was
Do you think we did that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You
know what's crazy is like we talk about inflation here. And inflation is, I calculated it up, it's 17% in 3 years. So what we were paying for 3 years ago is now 17% on average more. And but Germany, when that pipeline got blown up, their energy went up 40%. So imagine getting your gas bill, and instead of it being $250, it's now, what would that be?
Fucking a lot.
Like 475 or something like that.
Yeah.
Almost double.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we sort of screwed over Germany too.
Oh no.
Like, that's what you get for being Nazis.
Right.
We say that every time we do something mean to them. Yeah, remember that time we had to create a country? Anyway, so because Putin gave that long historical speech about like the land purchases, and he brought the receipts and all of that stuff, the Mongolian president tweeted out after he saw the interview, and he tweeted out the original Mongolian borders right here. He's like, after Putin's talk, I went and found the Mongolian historic maps. Don't worry, we are a peaceful and free nation.
Damn.
I see here. You see it?
I can see it.
Yeah. Look how big the Mongol Empire used to be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
So this is China over here. This is like Korea.
Yeah.
Japan's over here. This is like over here is Spain. I actually found a cool little video if you want to watch it.
I'm down.
It's like a minute long, and it does it shows like how the Mongol Empire grew during Genghis Khan's period. Do you know much about the Mongols?
Not really. I know they were quite the crew.
How's the family? You know anything about Mongols, Sunshine?
All I think about is South Park. I'm not gonna lie, goddamn Mongolians.
Yes.
Building that wall.
The Mongolians.
Goddamn Mongolians. Yeah.
Goddamn Mongolians.
I was trying to tear down my wall because that's the name of the restaurant.
Yeah, so man. Yes. It's God damn it. That's like one of the early episodes too.
It is. That's some old stuff, and I should probably know more about the Mongolians, but I don't.
I didn't know anything about it till I listened to a podcast where a guy did like 16 hours on the entire length of the Genghis Khan family. Dan Carlin did it for Hardcore History over a period of like 4 years. He did this.
Oh, I was
it's like fascinating because he talks about here. I'll pause this here real quick. But he talks about how like they would go into these cities, conquer the city, and these cities would be full of like millions of people. and they would like divide people into groups of 10, and like each soldier had to like kill 10 people, and then they would just kill the entire city. The entire city would be like completely butchered in like 30 minutes. And then they'd move on to the next city, and they were horse riders, so they just like tear through the plains. I mean, it just caused havoc. No one had any defenses against them. It was like the first, and like they could just do everything off a horse. They were like the Native Americans of Russia and China.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look how fast they grow. It's like, I think they said like 40 times bigger than the Russian Empire was, or not the Russian, the Roman Empire was.
Oh damn!
Like this is India down there. I mean, this is like 5 years in. It's like 10 years in. It goes all the way. This is Spain. Italy's right there.
Good Lord.
Huge. Yeah. This is like 40 years in now. Now they got states.
That's crazy. They just freaking took over. End of story.
Well, isn't it crazy how you could like take over that much, and then, I mean, think about it. It's been what?
Yeah, that was said 12. Last thing I noticed was 12,
Yeah,
17 or something like that.
800 years, 900 years ago.
That's crazy.
And no one today really remembers that much about them. Now they're like this tiny country in between China and Russia.
Yeah, it's interesting how it all depleted. It took a long. Well, I guess how long did it take to deplete down to what it is now?
Let's go back to here.
You know what I mean? Like, when did other countries start taking back over stuff?
Go back. Look like they start getting pushed back in like the 13. So like 100 years. After 100 years, they start losing all their land. Start going back.
Honestly, that's not a very long stint in the grand scheme of things.
Let's see. When America becomes a country in 1776, they don't even exist.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. They don't even exist as a country.
That's nuts. It's weird how history.
Now, I found a phantom fact about it because I knew you were going to be on the show, and we've got a few women listeners on the and so I found this interesting fact. So how was he able to conquer so much land so quickly? Well, besides having like one of the craziest armies ever, the kings that were like afraid of him and wanted to make peace with him, he would how did you make peace with an incoming king back then? You made a deal.
Yeah.
Well, this was Genghis Khan's special little deal.
Before we start, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button for future videos. In the comment, strategy of Genghis Khan with his daughters. Known for his vast conquests, Khan also excelled in matrimonial diplomacy. He strategically married his daughters to allied kings under one condition.
All right. So how's that make you feel? I know you're all into women feel
gross. Good. It's gross.
It makes perfect sense to me. I don't understand what's gross about it.
It does, but it's gross.
That's fair. No, that's fair. All right.
These kings had to
but I think you're going to change your mind. That's just my opinion.
Divorce their current wives. So
they had to divorce their current wives.
Okay.
And then marry his daughters. So they divorce their wife and then marry his daughter.
Law were then sent to the front lines of Mongol wars, facing almost certain death. This was a calculated move by Khan. As they perished in battle, his daughters ascended as widowed queens, inheriting their late husband's kingdoms. This not only secured the Mongol heartlands, but also aided in the empire's expansion. The secret behind Genghis Khan's enduring success, his powerful widowed daughters. Welcome.
How cool is that?
That is actually pretty cool, but like, I gotta give it to like, I can't remember which country, China, Japan, either way, like they are very strict on certain things with the way things go, but they don't fuck around with education. They make sure their kids are smart, so I can see him raising his daughters to be, Female men, in a sense.
Female. Can you imagine how scary it would be to like be married to Genghis Khan's daughter? He's like, hey, take good care of her, bud.
You're right. He's like, now you're going to the front lines. Yes, sir. Fucking kill me.
Where am I going? Serbia?
We write it down, you know.
Oh, I don't get to spend a night with her. Okay.
No, okay. Understood. That checks out. It makes all the sense.
No, I get it. I get it. Dad, you made a shitty deal. Smart. It's smart.
It is smart.
It's a little phantom fact of the day. You know, I thought that'd be sort of cool. And I thought it was funny that the Mongolian former president was trolling Vladimir Putin. I mean, that's just sort of petty, isn't it? It's a little petty. It's like, oh, I watched your interview. I'm going to Twitter at him.
It's so funny. It is. It's very petty. The best kind of petty, though, because it's Putin.
It was probably his staff that did it, though.
Probably.
All right, moving on. May sent me this for a topical, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I was sort of hoping to ask him what his opinion on why he even sent this to me, but he was obviously fascinated. So I feel like we owe it to him since he's out there working like a hard, blue-collared man to discuss it. He sent it to me from X. It says, it's from creepy.org. There are currently hundreds of deceased people in the United States, including baseball legend Ted Williams, whose bodies are being frozen in liquid nitrogen in the hope that future technology will be able to revive them. Is May going through like some midlife crisis right now? Is this him like reaching out to me? He said he wanted this to be a topical, but no explanation. He just sends it to me at like 3:00 in the morning.
That's wild. That's not real, is it?
You didn't know this?
No, this is real.
This has been real since Walter Disney's been alive.
I was just gonna say, is Walt Disney's head down there too? Like, that's
not a joke. That's like an actual. It's Ted Williams' head, because in transport, there was a malfunction, and the only thing they could save out of the freezer was his head. This is a baseball player, famous baseball player. Yeah, so it's Ted Williams' head. I think Futurama has that too. Like,
the President's Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Nixon. And headless Agnew.
This is a thriving business, Sunshine.
How much does it cost to get your body frozen?
Well, I'm so happy you asked, because I actually found the website that does this. I'm gonna pull it up so that you can take a look at it too. This is called the right here. Where is it?
This is kind of like the sub that failed going to the Titanic.
It's like Jack could have lived if she didn't fucking push him off the door. He was frozen and dead. Like, what problem did you have with him sitting there? I don't get it.
She's a selfish rich bitch. Like,
Yeah. All right. Alcor. This practice is called cryonics, Sunshine. Now, all right, what is cryonics? Cryonics.
I watch enough movies.
So look how long this is. Who wants to read this? But what happens? I read through this, and what happens is that when you're about ready to die, like you're on the, grandma's got like a week left, maybe.
Yeah.
Give these guys a call, and they get the whole thing set up in advance. And then they sit there and wait for the phone call. Now, they can't do it to you while you're alive.
Okay, so it's like the instant you're dead, you're going in.
You're dead. They don't freeze you, all right? What they do is they insert this chemical into that converts the water into like this preservative, and then that freezes And then that's supposed to be like once once they have a cure for aging, I guess, for getting old.
Okay.
They can bring you back to life and then, fix you up and then you can live again.
Unless they reanimate you and you're just riddled with cancer because God knows what this shit does to the bloodstream.
Yes, that's what that.
You're there like, oh, your cancer is so bad, there's no saving you.
You've got 5 minutes. Do you want to contact your great-grandchildren?
Right.
And then, you know what? That's a win on Alcor's back end because then they can charge for funeral services. Good call. Okay.
I get the scam now. I see it.
Look at this. It's a membership, making it for everyone.
Possible revival.
Oh, they don't tell you how much up front. That's disappointing.
Like, what's the registration fee?
It's it's $1,700 a month. Dues are based on your age at sign up. 60-year-old for each child family member. $60 a year. Oh, so you can preemptively get your kids on this too. What a deal. This is
wow.
This is a deal.
I was gonna say, is there like couples packages? Like massage?
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Okay. First of all, there's a referral program, right?
Oh.
Look at this. 10% off first year Alcor dues. If you refer them and you're a member, it's 25% off. And then 50% off new members' first year dues.
How do we not sign up for this?
Like, click this button right here, alcor.org.
What are we really
you want to
doing
check this out yourself? Now, I know it seems hard to believe, but it gets better. There is a pet section.
Oh, what?
You can. I'm happy to tell you.
That's not fair because
I'm happy to tell you. You can now preserve your pets.
Oh.
And, maybe you won't live to see the cure of your dying animal's ailment, but your great-great-great-grandkid.
They can, they can have Jabba and Storm, and that's great.
Now I'm curious.
Have my fucking zoo.
I'm curious. There is pricing for this that I found. So, how much do you think it is to save your pet?
Well, I would assume that it would be cheaper than saving yourself. It's a smaller.
People are crazy with animals, Sunshine.
This is true.
People are crazy with animals. All right, let's say large. Let's say small dog.
So a small dog, I can see that being like, $5 a month. You know what I mean?
Let's say
now
Malamutes. It's a flat rate. It's not like a due thing. Like with humans. It's just a flat. It's a flat rate.
I don't know. $10,000.
10 grand?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That even seems deep to me.
So let's take a look here. For pets, this is really quite exciting. For whole body, for a small animal, it's low end $32,300. For a larger animal, it goes all the way up to $132,400.
Wow, that's like Malamute status. Those things are enormous.
You see this? Yes. So what does this mean? Like when you die, you can freeze your pet with you? Look
right.
At this. You could save just their brain and neurosystem. And that's considerably cheaper. It's $7,100 high
as long
end.
As it's got their brain, it's going to remember me and love me no matter what it looks like, right?
And there's options too. Like, if you don't want to drop $132,000, you could go to just a straight freeze, which is $129,300.
Oh.
So there's options. There's options. Now, don't get straight. See, don't get mad at me, but I did happen to find a audio.
Oh.
Audio call. Now I have to add it because I was just, being silly and didn't pre-plan this. But let's see. Can you hear this when I do this?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. No, I found someone on YouTube leaked a phone call, a sales call, from Alcor, from the Alcor.org company.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is this Naomi?
Yes.
Naomi, hello. This is Harold with Alcor.
Oh, hi, Harold.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, you know what? I wish I was calling you under better circumstances, but we did get that notice from the vet that Trixie's about ready to go. How you doing? You doing okay with that news? Is that all right?
No.
I know. I see. It hurts my heart, but I want you to feel good about something, Naomi. Okay, stay with me. Right now, here at Alcor, I have a solution, so you never have to lose Trixie. How does that sound?
Wouldn't God want it this way, though?
First of all, God wouldn't have invented such a beautiful way to preserve Trixie as he has with Alcor. Now, are you thinking of a whole body preservation? Because we could do that. What type of breed is Trixie again?
She's a Pomsky.
Oh, she's a Pomsky. Oh, well, lucky for you, the cancer doesn't last long in them because they're small. But you can save her entire body. Let's see, how much does she weigh? She's pretty big if I saw the picture. Yes. Is that right? She's a large, small dog?
Yes.
Okay, so we're probably looking around $43,250.99 plus tax. You do live in South Dakota, right?
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Yes, I live in South Dakota.
The prices these days, I tell you what, it's crazy. Inflation's hit us everywhere. Now, if you're not looking to do that, we could always just go and save Trixie's little brain. Now, since she's a Pomeranian, it would probably be around $10,000. Can we set you up with that today?
No.
No. It's just no bedside manner.
No, not at all.
Stop and put you
a horrible human being. Oh, geez, got heated there at the end. That was interesting. You think they'd have a little bit better bedside manner for the pet department?
You'd think. People are wild about their pets.
Yes.
Wild.
In what world would you spend like $135,000
on my pet?
On your pet?
That is such a. It's a dick thing to say. I have 6 animals.
You would. That would be like you would drop.
No. Well, one of them's a foster. I'm looking for a home for her. But anyways, yeah.
So you would only save a few of them out of 6.
So technically, one of the cats and one of the dogs,
your babies.
One of the cats and one of the dogs is technically Jude's, so he can pay for that shit.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That takes me down to 3.
Technically, isn't he under your care? Therefore, they're under your care as well.
By the time we're all ready to die, he's going to be a full-grown ass adult.
Okay. I'm freezing my pets. Good luck with yours.
Good old Rasputin.
Yes. I don't know where he's going at. Anyway, I thought that was. I don't know why May sent that to me, but
because I think it's super interesting. Like, it's really quite interesting.
It's a sham, straight up, through and through.
I hear about
these things. The power goes out.
No shit. They've got all the sources, generators, main lines, fucking solar power. They ain't fucking around.
Okay, you know what? I think we need to cleanse ourselves of this discussion, and we've got a new segment, actually. Just sort of cleanse the palate, bring us back. It's our new segment called Moment of Zen.
Oh, nice. I like this.
And now, a moment of Zen with Adam Weideman.
Each month we'll try to bring you a moment of Zen. from Adam Weideman. Today's topic is return to nature funeral home. Now, have you heard about this where like you die, instead of getting cremated or instead of getting buried in a box, what you do is you donate your body, they turn it into compost, and then they plant a tree. And that's your tree, and you become part of the, earth. It's a full cycle.
It's a full circle thing.
And you get to provide oxygen. It's beautiful.
It is. I have heard of this, and it is a pretty cool idea.
That's what I thought too. And then there's actually a place in Colorado Springs. I don't know if you knew this, or not Colorado Springs, in Colorado. Sorry, in Colorado, that actually like offers this service. Like, I think they're one of the original ideas behind it. I don't know if you saw them in the news. We got a clip of them on the news here.
Probable cause affidavit. It is the investigation.
They've ran into a bit of a problem, Sunshine.
Colorado, speaking after a Colorado couple was arrested more than a month after 190 sets of decaying remains were found at their funeral home business. Fox News correspondent Matt Finn has the latest on that investigation.
Oh, gross.
The Halfords have stolen a lot from my family. They've stolen a lot from all of us.
Police arrest John and Carrie Halford, the owners of the Return to Nature funeral home in the small Colorado town of Penrose, where more than a month ago, authorities found nearly 200 decaying bodies. The couple were taken into custody in Oklahoma and charged with 4 felonies: abuse of a corpse, theft, money laundering, and forgery.
I know you're all wanting to see the probable cause affidavit. It is currently sealed. I want to warn you, the information contained in that affidavit.
All right. So pretty much what happened here.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
So these people that are suffering because like they obviously weren't doing their job, which was kind of what I was afraid of. How long does it take to turn a human body into compost? Like, that's a legit question. Like, when are these people like supposedly getting these trees that they can plant that is their loved one? Like, how does it work?
I'm sure the turnaround time would be similar to that of like a funeral, right? Like
how long does it take to decompose a body without a bunch of chemicals that are going to fuck up the earth? Because that's got to be a big part of it, right? Or probably not, because it's cheaper to do it the nasty way.
So they found 200 bodies stacked in one room.
Blech. I can't even fathom the smell. They're in all of those suits, and I was like, ooh.
Not fresh bodies, like bodies up to 2 years old in that room.
See, so they're not actually getting their loved one.
So these people ran a scam. And then they said they were taking lavish vacations. They're traveling. They caught them in Oklahoma. Is where they ran off to. Is where they caught them. They're getting the hammer thrown down on them now. But
why Oklahoma? How is Oklahoma going to save you?
I don't know. Like, it's so barren and miserable. Even the FBI doesn't want to go there. I don't know the reasoning behind that. It's
a good question though.
To me, and I'm just being honest, I don't think they should be convicted of a crime.
What?
They promised to decompose their loved ones. And where did they find the bodies? In a room decomposing, full of living nature. What? I don't see the issue here.
So they're turning them into compost naturally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a great. Absolutely.
Still,
and these people should not be upset. They should be thrilled.
Agree to disagree, because I'm like, I'd be livid. But like, my grandma's supposed to be like fucking growing a tree in my backyard for generations to come, and what do I have? Your fucking banana peels?
It gets worse the remains of families received was allegedly just bags of mixed concrete and not actual ash.
Fucking trees can't even grow. Oh my god, these people are horrible people. They're horrible people.
This is I think May shared this with me too. This is a great find by May. I say this is probably find of the week. Well, out to you, May. Good job. It says it gets worse. The remains of the families received was allegedly just bags of mixed concrete. The floor was filled with the liquid of human decomposition. The couple, Jan and Carrie Halford, are both facing more than 200 charges and will be arraigned in March. Despicable people. I don't agree. I agree. Could they have used something other than concrete? Was there a mistake using concrete? Maybe. But I don't.
Like they could have, like, I don't know, actually used the loved one. There's got to be some.
You brought up the valid point right from the beginning. How long does it take for a body to decompose? I don't know. I have a computer in front of me, but I haven't checked it. And but it takes longer than the 3-day turnaround for a funeral. You got to give them something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, what were the, I don't know, the lines, like, did they say, oh, it's going to take, 3 months?
That's true. And all of their websites are shut down. Like, I checked their Facebook page, their internet website is gone.
Boo.
Like, gone. So, which, I mean, man, I wish I could have seen like the little video. I wanted to see their pitch because I wanted to know what they promised them. But we'll find out through this court trial, I'm sure.
Yeah,
for absolutely. All right.
But that's so crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about them. Am I wrong?
You are. I think you're wrong because I think they are so wrong. It's unreal. Just screwing people over left and right, lavish vacations, and then Oklahoma, where the that's honestly the best part of the story.
Ran to Oklahoma. I mean, with all that, I never understand. These people never have an end. Like, they never thought it'd get discovered.
Right?
Like, they didn't have an end game. Like, you got to have people come into your funeral home.
Yeah,
they're not gonna smell that shit.
Right? How did they were in hazmat suits, bro. Like,
can you imagine being the guy that had to clean that mess up?
Oh God. I had an interview at a freaking old folks home to clean rooms once, and I said no because I couldn't stand the smell of that place. I can't even fathom.
Dave Chavez tried to get me a job, a maintenance position in a nursing home, which was really nice of him because I was struggling at the time. But I went on the interview, and I'm going meet with the maintenance manager, and we're talking in the little shop in the back. And then he's like, "Here, let me show you around." And then as we walk in, he like turns back to me before he keys himself into the building. And he goes, "You gotta be careful around here, like with your tools that you wear on your belt and stuff. Don't leave anything hanging around because these old people are always trying to kill themselves. And if they get a hold of your tool, they'll try to do it. It's happened before."
Please. You're like, thanks, I'm good. I don't need the job that bad.
You know what? I'd rather starve. Appreciate that.
Yeah, my interview was right after I moved back here to Spearfish. It was the first interview I had, and I was like, ooh.
It's rough. You know what? Kudos to the people that do it. I mean, it's a special type of person to work in a nursing home, and I mean, I'm grateful for them because I can't do it, and it needs to be done.
Exactly.
It's not going to be me. I couldn't do it.
Yep. I know. I'm sorry I can't, but I can't. But you can, so right on. It's like many people are like, I could never work in daycare. I'm like, oh, give me daycare all day. Do it. Kids are funny.
Couldn't do daycare either.
Kids are hilarious.
They're fun for a bit. Is that like when they go through a hangry phase or their sleepy phase and they become monsters? Is that like, what happened. All right. We have got the last topic of the show, which means we got to play our sponsor by Pitbull Super.
Pitbull Super. You want to go hard like a dog? You want to go hard like a dog, Big Daddy? Not just any dog. Hard like a pit bull. Oh, yeah. Then you need to go get yourself some Pitbull Super.
Warning. Not to be used in hotel orgies with your friends. Side effects may include splitting penis or exploding penis, resembling a shotgun blast.
Pitbull Super, you stud. Try it now.
I cannot express how much joy it brings me to have helped inspire that.
You know what? And like, I still know men to this day that hear the sound of that voice and buy that pill, despite the warning label on it. You know, it's that good of a commercial.
It is. It's solid.
Great voice acting over there. All right. Final story of the day.
This is a horror story. It's just unbelievable. This story is unbelievable.
For years, Troy Harp has been living a nightmare.
This is my mother. This is when she was a baby.
After donating his mother and grandmother to Biological Resource Center in 2012 and 2013, with the understanding their bodies would be used for scientific purposes.
Cancer and, leukemia and whatever else, using sample cells. And that's what I was told.
But that's not what happened. In 2014, the FBI...
What do you think happened, Sunshine?
Oh, is it similar to what we just talked about?
No. Well,
no?
I mean, it's dealing with dead bodies. It's similar that way. Yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah, I'll play a little more.
I raided the Phoenix facility in hazmat suits as part of a multi-state investigation.
Yeah, broke her. She's broke. Broke that cop. Paid leave.
Into the illegal trafficking and sale of human body parts. But for the first time...
They were selling it. They were slinging some bodies.
Oh my God, black market shit.
We're now able to see the testimony from one of the...
Now, this happened in like 2013, 2015. Happened in 2015. Went to trial 2019. And now... in 2024, we're able to finally see the files of what they were doing.
Oh, damn.
This is obviously a news report, so.
FBI agents who conducted the raid, and what he recounts is shocking. He said he found a cooler filled with male genitalia, a bucket of heads, arms, and legs, infected heads, and one of the most disturbing findings called a morbid joke in the lawsuit, a small woman's head sewn onto a large male torso like Frankenstein and hung up on the wall.
What the fuck is wrong with people? That's wild.
I know it.
That is so wild. How do these people find each other? Answer that. Answer. How the fuck, like, no matter what crazy group it is, how do they find each other?
It's in Facebook.
We're just going to blame Facebook. It's fine.
Facebook. There's a little bit more to this.
Who in the right mind? It's absolutely gross.
The lawsuit also says the bodies were cut up with chainsaws and bandsaws, and pools of human blood and bodily fluids were found on the floor of the freezer, with no identification tags on the bodies.
Tools that are not appropriate for dismembering scientific bodies.
Harp says his mother's ashes...
So I guess I didn't have a problem with the chainsaw and the bandsaw. They just said like that's not how like you would do it in science, but I mean, sounds cost effective to me. Have you ever used a bandsaw? Cut right through that.
Yeah, it's true story. True story. I'm like, there's special like equipment and shit they use for that kind of stuff. Like, I'm so fucking mind blown right now.
Oh, it keeps going.
by mail on his doorstep shortly after the raid, but he isn't even sure they're her ashes. He says his mom and grandma wanted to help medical research after their death, yet doesn't believe they ever made it out of the BRC building.
Anyway, that's but that only happened in Arizona, right? Like that's yeah. That's not like an international or even a statewide thing, right?
And first at 6, the investigation of a business deal that deals in human body parts shifting from Detroit to Chicago as the feds launch a new raid.
And once again, hundreds of families will be left wondering if the bodies of loved ones have been bought and sold on the black market.
7 Action News investigator Jim Kirchner is here tonight with a story you'll see only on 7. Jim?
Stephen and Carolyn, this case started here, according to sources, when a man named Arthur Rathburn was shipping human body parts through Metro Airport. Get this, the box leaked blood. Those cargo haulers then called for help.
Why were you stockpiling hundreds of human body parts here, sir? That's Art Rathburn. And remember his business 13 months ago? For 2 days, federal investigators dressed in hazmat suits removed body parts of 1,000 different people.
Yeah, close your mouth, sunshine.
Sorry, I'm just like, what? 1,000? Jeez.
Arms, legs, heads cut up and kept on ice, not embalmed, so they would be fresh for the black market. Today, the rundown warehouse on Detroit's east side is shuttered and up for sale. Sources say Rathburn's seized records led them to the Chicago area today, a business called Biological Resource Center in Rosemont. It's difficult to see from the outside, but sources say the hazmat suits and raid are underway on the 6th floor of this office building.
This is
shit just ready to leak down 5 floors. It's fine. It's so crazy.
I guess it does make sense. Like there would be people that would collect bodies and sell them to science and therefore like be in the body trade business.
Right.
But you never think about that business.
No. Like I guess that's because when I think about that kind of business, it's technically the hospital looking for a transplant of sorts. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. It's literal black market.
Mm-hmm. So this one that got busted in Arizona, they released some of the receipts. So the documents gave brokers the right to dismember the dead, then sell or rent body parts to medical research. Who rents? How does that phone call work? Hey, Bob, I just need a foot for left. I need a left foot for 10 days and we'll get it right back to you. No, we're going to take it off ice. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I understand. Thanks, Bob.
But right. Oh God.
And they got prices here too. Like let's see here. Whole bodies sold for around $6,000. In the Arizona place, they found a total of 1,755 total body parts, 281 heads, 241 shoulders, 337 legs. Like nobody wants legs anymore. I don't know what to do. You think you think these people push a special on legs? It's leg month. I'm here at the BRC. 50% off. 97 spines. They said some of these bags held up to parts of 36 different people. Isn't that crazy? Let's see here. For $607, you could buy a liver to a public sold the liver of a public school janitor to a medical device company. The torso of a retired bank manager bought by a Swiss research institute. Guess how much the torso was?
A couple grand.
$3,100. Yep. Let's see here. Lower legs of a union activist were purchased by a Minnesota product development company for $350 a piece. They got to drop the prices on them legs.
They really do. But I'm like, why were they so specific about the legs that they bought? Like, repeat that for me.
What about them?
You were like very specific. They bought the legs.
Oh yeah,
of a...
yeah. They bought. They told because that's what's in the receipts. So like the person it is, and then like where they supposedly went to, you know. But then they were like, you know, hey, you know, we got a leftover kid's head. Let's put it on a male adult. It's like some Sid stuff. Like Sid is their hero. Sid is their hero. These people.
Oh God. Toy Story. Walt Disney did it again, right?
Say what?
I said Disney did it again, right?
No. Yeah. Goddamn Disney. Anyway, so it's a body bag special for Toppy Tuesday here at Fan Effect Society.
They kind of yeah.
Yeah, a lot of body parts being thrown around here. I mean, you actually brought some topicals that weren't body, but like I was already committed. You know? No,
you're good. You're good. Committed. It makes sense now because I was like, I never got to read mine, so I don't know if they were shit or not.
I love it when people send me, they're like, it's an interesting title. You read it. I don't want this to be the norm. You read your own title, and if it's interesting, send it to me. Okay.
I told you the one I found interesting and was reading, somehow I lost it fucking with my phone, and I was like, oh, so I didn't want to lose those ones.
Yes.
I'm not a tech genius, okay? I suck at shit.
Yes. Well, we all gotta be bad at something. All right. Well, next Tuesday. Are you coming on next Tuesday?
Yes, I can.
Sweet. Next Tuesday's another Toppy Tuesday here at Fan Effects.
I'll try to be better with my toppies, Kay.
I appreciate that. I think we did all right though today. Yeah. Pretty good show, Sunshine.
It was a good show. It was interesting. It's funny.
Have a good night, everybody.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is our fire safety policy. If exposed,